Hello everybody.
Hello.
Ashten and Amy here from Sister
Business.
So we decided as part of this podcast to feature a guest at the start of each month, and it's also actually worked out really well because it's our 5th episode, so it feels like a nice round number.
Yeah.
And so we thought, who else would be better to have as our first guest than Georgina? We're really, really excited to welcome her on. She is my best friend and a very inspiring lady who has her own really successful business. She's a performer, she's a writer, and a woman of many talents. And we thought we'd just pick her brain today. So, yes, we'd like to welcome Georgina. Hello, George.
Hello, George.
Hi, guys, my favourite sisters.
Oh.
Thank you so much for inviting me onto your podcast. This is very exciting. It's the first podcast I've ever done.
Oh, is it? Okay. Well, you're our first ever guest.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So,
virgins all round.
yeah. So we thought you would be the perfect guest because you're a female entrepreneur like us. You're driven, you're an entertainer, you have so many different skills, and we thought that you would just fit in really well with all of the things that we talk about every week.
Oh, fab. Well, I've loved listening to your podcast. I find it really very inspiring and very funny. So, yeah, anything I can share today will hopefully fit in well.
Oh, sounds fun.
Well, we started our podcast, didn't we, in week 1, talking about 2020 and talking about how we've adapted to the pandemic, because obviously you work in theatre and in TV and things like that, which has all been massively affected. So how did you navigate that back in 2020 when everything changed?
Right, so it was all crazy for everybody. I was actually in a show at Wales Millennium Centre in Cardiff, as you know, the beauty parade, and we finished 2 days before all of the theatres went dark. So luckily that run had finished, and I'd kind of already planned to start building up my coaching business again. So I was very fortunate in that I was in this position where I had lots of students who I teach singing to. I, very quickly became aware that there wasn't going to be any work around, so I was going to have to create work for myself. So I just really pushed myself and started reaching out to adult clients, to professional actors. And I decided to do an online coaching course as well to sort of make me a bit more business minded, because I am like the least tech savvy, business savvy person ever, or at least I thought I was. So
Relate to that.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, so I mean, if you'd have told me last year that I would have set up a home recording studio, I literally would have laughed in your face. but yeah, so I built this online business, which then became the Actors Vocal Coach, and grew that. So I have global clients now, many of whom are professional actors and those in training. And then I thought I could push it even further and offer recording reels, so singing reels and voiceover reels. So yeah, then I built this studio and then started doing voiceover work as well. So it felt like everything was just leading on to the next. And I never would have done this if the pandemic hadn't happened. So yeah, basically just decided to make opportunities for myself, and amongst that I also started writing.
Yeah.
And I've been writing a show for over a year now, and it is just coming into fruition. I'm very much in development with it. There's an R&D planned for May, and I'm currently in meetings with directors and producers. So it's
Oh, wow.
really exciting.
What's R&D?
What's an R&D? So an R&D is a research and development week. So before a show goes in production, you get the chance to workshop it and, chop and change anything. You can get a director on board from a more dramaturgical point of view, so that they're helping with the through line of the story and the authenticity of the piece and all that. So yeah, feeling very, very excited to R&D my own show. I can't believe it.
So do you want to share any kind of snippet of what the show's about to our amazing podcast listeners?
Yeah, hi, amazing podcast listeners.
So they're all on the edge of the seat. What's the show? What's the show?
Well, my show is called Villanesse, and it is a one-woman musical play, and it explores the psychology of the evil mind. And this idea popped into my head because, as Ashten in particular knows, I've played many a villain in my career. Don't know why, but
no clue.
Yeah, no clue. And women characters with a dark side. And I thought I'd take this opportunity to explore it. So I've been doing an online diploma in criminal psychology to sort of give depth to this piece, to this character, and the story explores her life and the triggers that would lead someone to perform criminal acts or villainous, things that can be seen as evil, basically. So that's kind of the premise. Don't want to give too much away.
No, that sounds so good.
But it's thank you. But it's all original music in a jazz soul style, and it's a one-woman show, acted, sung, and played the piano by me.
Wow,
amazing!
Can't wait for that.
And it's like we were talking about, isn't it? If there isn't any work out there, make your own.
You've got to, I think.
Absolutely. That's my biggest piece of advice to anyone out there who's struggling at the moment, thinking, oh my gosh, there are no opportunities. If you manifest the opportunities yourself, then more opportunities will come from that. And I have really, really taken that on board this past year, and so many opportunities have come from it, and I'm eternally grateful. And you just need to know that you can do anything that you want if you put your mind to it. What's the phrase I want to say? Attention goes where energy flows. No.
That sounds
right. Good one. I'd write that one down.
I like it.
Yeah. Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe don't put that in.
That can be the picture. That can be the title of the podcast.
Yeah. Attention goes where energy flows. Yeah. No, that is a phrase.
Right. Yeah.
If you put your energy into something, you're.
Yeah.
Oh God, I need to go back to bed. It's been a crazy week, guys.
I think we've all, Amy, you were the same. You woke up this morning and Amy was really excited and she was like, I haven't slept because I've been so on such a high from the mask, because you sent them out to a lot of...
sending all the masks out to quite a lot of bloggers. So I've been getting them in now, tags in posts and stuff like that. And it's just been nice to kind of chill out and not do that for a little bit. So now I'm concentrating on the fashion side, and I just couldn't sleep. I was awake till about 1 o'clock, wide awake.
Oh, that is so exciting. I'm so happy for you. See, you put the hard work in and you reap the rewards. It doesn't happen immediately, but it will.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And actually, I am a customer of Amy's, and I have purchased many of her beautiful masks, and they're very, very snazzy. I highly recommend. I get lots of comments on them. Lovely ones.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, George, I actually mentioned you in a podcast. I think it was 2 episodes ago. And I think it was our podcast about inspiration. And I was saying how you rang me and you were like, Ashton, I fell asleep on the floor. I'm on the couch. Let's, come on, let's try. And we got each other moving again because we were having that kind of a day. And it got us talking about those days happen as creative people. We get all of these ideas and we go, go, go. And then some days we just feel a little bit burnt out. So how do you deal with that? How do you deal with keeping up that level of motivation and finding inspiration on days where you feel like it's dipped?
Well, thanks for telling everyone that, Ash. That doesn't sound weird at all. I look to my amazing supportive friends for support when I am struggling, and friends lift other friends up, like you have done for me so many times. And remind myself to be kind to myself as well, because as a creative, as you said, there are so many ideas flowing, and you feel like you've got to shoot them out all at the same time, but you really will burn out. So I suggest journaling. Journaling's really, really helpful. Actually, you bought me the positive wellness journal for Christmas, and that was just the best gift ever, because it means that I can write down my thoughts and clear my mind, and figure out what's really going on, what I need to focus on. Making sure that I am eating healthily, and exercising, getting plenty of fresh air, and taking the puppy out for a walk. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. That is just really important, and just time to check in, and realize that you don't just have to work the whole time. It's okay to sit and watch a TV program. It's okay to just spend a few hours in bed. That's okay. So it's really important to be kind to yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Wonderful advice.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering how you kind of manage everything, how you plan your time to fit everything in, because you sound like a very busy woman. I just want to know how you.
Yes. Sometimes my schedule scares me, I'm not gonna lie. But I reach out to others, so I ask others for help. So, for example, I've started hiring someone as a PA once a week. Actually, an ex-student who is a brilliant singer-songwriter herself and collaborates with me on multiple projects. But she helps me out with any extra admin that I don't necessarily need to do myself, and then I can focus on the things that I have to do myself. My meetings and my coaching and auditions. And I just try to remove things that are not 100% necessary as well. And I make sure that I space things out so they're not all on top of each other. So I make sure I've got a little break in between every meeting or coaching session, just to have some downtime, whether that's just to go and cuddle my dog or chat to my husband, or just go outside and get some fresh air. Really important.
Yeah. So Amy, when you found a website where basically people are volunteering to offer help and services for so what exactly is that?
So because I'm on the Hearts Chamber Foundation program, there's another entrepreneur on there, and she's called Sean, and she started the Generosity Bank, and basically you can go on there and advertise any kind of positions that you have, and it's all volunteers. So it's all people that want to kind of have some free time. Maybe they've retired and they want to spend some free time kind of putting back into the community. So what I've done is because at the minute my social media is just taking up a lot of my time, so I've not really
Yeah.
gotten much time to do anything else. So I actually posted a job on there for a volunteer and had a meeting yesterday. And I think that's really helpful. That might be something that will help you and any of the listeners. Because like I said, it is all volunteer led, and this lady that I'm working with sort of had over 10 years experience in marketing, so it may be useful for a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So I was telling you about it, wasn't I?
Yeah, I think that's cool. It's basically people just offering to help
Yeah,
you for free,
basically.
just out of the kindness of their
Yeah.
heart, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
That's amazing. That's what a wonderful thing to do. Yeah, great recommendation, Amy.
Yep, lovely.
Thank you.
Okay, so maybe we should ask George some of the crazy questions that we were asking each other last week.
Ooh, I'm excited now.
Some of them are crazy, some of them are really actually like quite wholesome. And well, I think let's start with a wholesome one.
Okay.
So what would be your, it's quite a vague question, so interpret it how you like, but what would be your dream just in life?
Oh, gosh, what a question. What is my dream? My dream is to remain happy and content within myself for the rest of my life. That is my ultimate dream.
Amazing.
Oh,
amazing. That's a lovely
that's
dream.
a really good one. Yeah.
I don't think that would have been my answer a few years ago.
Okay.
But I think I'm now in a place where I realise how important that is to, to live a happy life.
Oh.
Yeah, whatever that may be or wherever that may be, it's coming from inside of you, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's all about what's going on inside. Yeah.
Yeah, lovely.
Oh. So if you had to come back, or if you came back and you were reincarnated, what would you come back as?
And why?
And why?
Oh, do you know what? Because I am very, very busy. I think I'd like to come back as a cat.
That's what
yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah, just because I'd love to laze around and be stroked all day, and they're all gorgeous, aren't they? But yeah, just sort of lie in the sun and stretch and literally not have a care in the world. That would be something really awesome to come back as. That or an elephant.
Oh, okay.
Elephant.
Oh, I love elephants.
Elephants are just wise. They're just knowing.
They are wise, and they're very maternal.
Yeah, beautiful creatures. Absolutely. So a cat or an elephant.
Oh yeah. What is the most spontaneous thing you've ever done?
Oh right, okay. Well, actually, I'll tell you. Probably what I did on Saturday morning, which was I'd had some nice feedback from people on my show and from a producer, and saying that I had a space in London to R&D, and I literally didn't really even think about it. I just put a tweet out asking for recommendations for directors, and I had the most overwhelming response. Nothing I could have ever imagined. And so I'm now in the process of interviewing lots of wonderful, wonderful directors. It's obviously wonderful timing because we're all about to go back into our world and resume some sort of normality, but lots of people are interested in directing my show, and honestly that really was a very spontaneous thing that I did, and quite bold, but it paid off.
Yeah, definitely exciting.
Yeah, and that's it. Like if you knock on the doors, they'll answer. You've got to go.
What's the worst thing that's going to happen?
Yeah,
that's it. That's
someone might say no, so then you knock on another door.
Yeah.
Exactly. Work on it a bit harder.
Yeah.
Someone's going to say yes eventually.
Yeah, that's it. There's so many things that we're speaking about today that reminds me of things we've spoken about in our other podcasts.
Yeah, definitely.
About how so many like successful musicians and actors only got their first big feature role in their 30s or 40s, you know, and how they spend years and years knocking on doors. And, you know, eventually it happens because of that persistence.
Absolutely. It always feels like it's not going to happen, I think, and people are their own worst enemies. I was the person that was holding myself back for a long time because I didn't truly believe in myself. And it was when I started focusing a bit more on myself and starting to believe that I actually deserved all the things that I wanted to happen. That's when, you know, the really, really exciting, lovely things have started to happen. So, and I truly believe that things happen when they're meant to. So, you know, if you're not quite in a place where you want to be, just trust that you'll get there. But the main thing is to just work on yourself, and then you're far more likely to achieve what you want to.
Yeah, that's amazing
I'll
advice.
be calling you up for some tips. I know, could do this.
Amazing advice.
Yeah.
So I think we're nearly out of time, but I wanted to just ask you one more thing. You've kind of already given so much amazing advice already, but for someone, whether it be starting a small business like the three of us have, or whether it be, I actually quite enjoy singing, but I have no idea how to actually start doing it, or you know, anything at all, what advice would you give someone who has those ideas but doesn't know where to start or how to start?
I would suggest just giving it a go. If you've got an idea, just go for it. If you feel like you're not qualified enough, you don't have enough experience, just go for it anyway, because you will. You will. What you have, someone else doesn't have. You can offer something completely different to what anyone else can offer. And the small seed that you plant initially, it's just going to continue to grow. So 4 years ago, I started up my singing business, and I think I had five wonderful child students during the week. 4 years on, I now have 50 plus professional actors globally, and I'm running boot camps for actors. And it wouldn't have happened if I didn't just take that first push. And that was a difficult first push to do. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't think it would work, but I kept pushing. And then when I started believing in myself, that's when things started happening.
Yes, that's it. And I think a lot of people get overwhelmed as well when they look at where other people are, and when other people are further along, you know, and you're only just starting, it's very easy to side by side make that comparison. But it's all of the things that go on behind the scenes. You know, you look at someone successful, and they didn't just become successful overnight. There was years of work. And, you know, looking at someone like yourself, it's really inspiring to think that 4 years ago you had 5 students and now you're where you are because of all of that work that went on. And it's really inspiring because it makes us feel like, well, anyone can reach that level of productivity and success.
Of course you can. Of course you can if you start to believe it, and if you put in the work and enjoy the process rather than just thinking of the end goal. So if what you're doing makes you happy, then, you know, it won't feel like a burden. So make sure that what you're doing makes you happy, and even if it's not the biggest thing initially, it will be if you want at it. Don't ever compare yourself to anybody else. Comparison is I have done it so many times, and it is such a negative thing to do. You are on your own journey. You will get there at the right time. And remember, it's never too late, and you are never too old.
Yes, I love that quote.
I'm gonna have this on daily as like my morning ritual talk. Like, yes. So positive.
Oh, yeah. This is a really lovely podcast episode.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming and sharing all of your experience and all of these amazing little nuggets of wisdom that you have.
You're so welcome. You're both incredibly inspiring, wonderful, beautiful women who lift each other up, and great friends. So thank you so much. I'm very thankful to know you both. And
we're thankful to know you.
Definitely.
And we can't wait for Villanesse. We can't wait for all of the things that you have going on.
Keep us updated, definitely.
I will. Front row tickets. Don't you worry.
All right. Well, this has been me and Amy and Georgina. And we hope you've all enjoyed this podcast. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you again, George, for
Thank you
coming
so
on
much.
and talking.
Thank you, guys. Lots of love.
Lots of love to you. Bye.
Bye.